Break it out, Nef.
Yeah, woo!
Welcome to the Kendrick Shope Show. I did that yesterday. It's the wrong one every time. We've got it labeled wrong. That's okay.
No problem.
Welcome to the Kendrick Shope Show. I am Kendrick Shope. If you're looking for Oprah, dang it, you're in the wrong place, but we're going to try to entertain you. Thank you for being here on Freebie Friday. Woohoo! We have the lovely, the fantastic, the straight no chaser, if you will, Nefateria Robinson here with us today, and she is going to take advantage, like only Nef can, by the way, of Free Coaching Friday. I put this offer out, and Nef was on it, and I was like, that is my kind of woman right there. Take advantage of the opportunities you're getting given. Welcome to the show, Nef.
Thank you for having me. I'm so excited. Woo!
I'm so excited too.
Myself. I get to talk to you live on this TV show. I love it. I love it.
I love it. I love it. I love it too. Nef is also one of the people who watched the original Kendrick Shope show. So when this gets picked up, she's going to be in the audience with me. Oh yeah.
On my end, hon.
It should cycle back through. Can you hear me? I can see you. Okay. All right, I can see you and hear you. I'm gonna jump into yeah, I can hear you. Hang on, let me just chat with Nef.
I can't hear you. Nope. More options. Let me go to my phone. See if it's
okay. All right. While you're doing that, hang on. Let me just tell her.
I'm back. Can you see me?
Can't see you, but I can hear you. I can hear you. I can hear you. I can hear you. I can see you.
You can see me. Okay.
Yeah, I can see you and hear you. Can you see and hear me?
I can. Do you want me to get on my phone just in case?
No, you're all right. It's going to work. We're going to put out some positive vibes. The internet just can't take that much energy for a minute, lady boss. All right. So before we get started, you know, usually I start the show with an epic mom failure moment of the day, but I'm sorry. And for those of you who said don't do a talk show where you talk about political things, you just have to bite the bullet today. Because I was having breakfast with Hallianna, who is still sick. Thanks for all the well wishes. She's got an upper respiratory infection. She's going to be better. Antibiotics making her better, but still sick. We were having breakfast, downstairs in the hotel today, and I saw 13 hours until government shut down. And I was like Hades with my head catching on fire. I was so mad. And so I'm curious, what do you think about this government shutdown crap? It maddens me, audience. It maddens me. I mean, in what world is it okay just to say, yeah, I can't play nice, so we're just going to shut down? I don't care if you're a Democrat. I don't care if you're a Republican. That would be like me saying to my kid, yeah, mommy's on shutdown mode. I'm sorry that you have a fever, but you just get yourself to the doctor in the negative 15-degree weather. What do you think about this, Nef?
I think it's ridiculous. It doesn't make any sense. You can't shut down. You have to keep going. I recently just did a webinar and I was having all kind of tech issues, but I had to push through it and keep going because what I had to say, the people wanted to hear. So you got to keep going.
Yeah, I think that it's such a terrible example that people are said that the people that are in charge, whether you're for them, whether you're against them, I don't care. People know my opinions. I'm pretty vocal about them. But I mean, it's ridiculous to be such babies that you can't get along. And so for the good of the millions of people who live here in the United States of America and across the world, we're just going to shut down. So a few years ago when the government shut down, I was in the middle of a tax audit, which is just absolutely dreadful. And I needed to call the IRS. And I literally got a message that said, I'm sorry, due to the government shutdown, our offices are closed. And I was like, oh my God. I was so infuriated. So we don't have an epic mom moment failure of the day. We've got an epic government failure moment of the day. I mean, seriously, if you can't play nice, put some women up there in charge who can get it done. Right?
Right.
All right. So that's my 2 cents worth on Free Coaching Friday. So we've started this new segment called Free Coaching Friday where we are going to do what I do best, second to being a mama, which is coach you through any issue that you bring to the table. If you're interested in being part of Free Coaching Friday, email authenticselling@kendrickshope.com, and Brittany on my team will get you all fixed up. But Nefateria, tell everybody a little bit about what you do and what we can coach you on today. And I'm going to put my spectacles on for this.
I love it. I love it. Hello, everyone. I am Nefateria Robinson, and I am a person that high-earning professionals turn to when they need a liaison between them and the credit bureaus so that they can have that American dream. But what I'm getting coached on today is I'm looking to pivot my business. I have a lot of people that come to me with finances, but I also have them coming to me with business questions. So I'm looking to pivot my business from just a finance arena to also assisting business owners that struggle with, will they pay for this? So I want to help them to see why and show the value and be able to ask for the investment with confidence.
So ask for the investment. So in other words, I want to make sure. So a good coach, just for anybody watching, a good coach always clarifies. A good salesperson always clarifies to make sure you understood correctly. So basically you're pivoting into, because you see a need and you're getting asked so many business questions and you have answers. You want to know how to help people see the value of what you bring to the table and how to get them to say yes. Is that right?
Repeat that again.
Tell me one more time. Maybe I wrote it down wrong. So you tell me, so see, this is good coaching right here. Tell me if, let me ask it a different way. When we walk away from our time together, what's going to make this a hell yes, this was worth my time. I got what I needed.
How do I pivot my current business into my new business without me looking all over the place, and it'll be a seamless transition? Maybe a way that I can continue to handle the audience that knows me for finance, as well as be able to help the current audience that I seem to be also attracting.
Okay, great. So how do you pivot from your credit coaching in without looking like you're scattered and all over the place into this business audience that is approaching you for help, and still serve both audiences? Is that your question?
Yes.
Fantastic. So thanks, Nefateria. You bring a hard question to the first Free Coaching Friday, because all over, myself included, you hear people saying niche, 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 right? Drill down, drill down, drill down. So like, if I was going to start a makeup line, I might create one. This is my Marc Jacobs lipstick. I love it. Okay, just kidding. I might create like a tube of lipstick and become known for that lipstick and then branch out. So Anastasia Eyebrows in Beverly Hills did that. They worked with your brows and they went to your lashes. And so I want to be really clear for our audience that niching is important. However, the part that most business coaches won't tell you is that you can wear different hats. Now, not everybody can do this well. I do believe Nefateria can, because I know her, because Nefateria is a red personality. She is driven. She is go get it. She is, let's just cut through the bull and get there, and she's going to do the work. And that matters. Because if you're not willing to do the work, ain't none of this gonna work, and you're going to end up blaming somebody else. And so, I mean, let's just straight no chaser. I'm stealing that, Nefateria. Let's just straight no chaser this and say, no matter what, you got to be willing to do the work. So I think the first thing, Nefateria, is you need to be super clear on who those audiences are, right? So if you want to be able to speak to both of them, we need to know, and you do, but we need to know who is the credit audience. They're trying to buy their first home. Who are they? What are their pain points? And so, Nefateria, let's coach this out a little bit. Let's talk about your credit audience for a minute. If I said, Nefateria, make me a sales map, and Nef knows what this is, but y'all are all going to get to learn today. A sales map for your credit coaching. Tell me what that is. Pain points. Tell me give me 2 pain points.
They want to buy a house and they're not getting approved. They got low credit score. They're not getting approved. They want to buy a house.
Great. So for anybody watching, what we're doing here is Nefateria, we're creating what's called a sales map. Nefateria gave me 2 pain points. Pain points are the things that your customers are experiencing that are leading them to you. So if you're thirsty, you go buy water, or you go buy gin, or you go buy whatever, right? And so those are the symptoms that are leading people to contact you. Those are your pain points. Nefateria, the features in a sales map. So a sales map is pain points plus features equals benefits. The features in this case are going to be working with you or buying one of your products. So the features are the solution. This is where a lot of people make a huge mistake. They try to sell on the features. The features don't sell. I don't want a gadget that I have to learn all these new things with and pay $1,000 for. I don't want that. I want what it does. I want to be able to check my email. I want to be able to look on Facebook. I want to be able to record myself live. I want all of those things. So Nefateria, what are the benefits? So the pain points are they want to buy a house and they're not getting approved. They have low credit. The features are they've got a problem. Nefateria is going to solve it. She's going to go vanilla ice on them. If you got a problem, yo, Nef will solve it. What are the benefits? When they're done, what's going to change?
Their credit score will increase, and they will be in the range where they can get approved for what they're looking to purchase, whether it's a home or if it's a vehicle. Most of them, it's a home. So they'll be able to purchase the home.
And why does that matter?
Because they want to be able to buy with confidence. They want to be able to have the American dream. They went to college. They've paid their debts, if you will. They've been a good steward, but for whatever reason, they're still not getting the house, the kids, the picket fence. Yeah,
and I think that also you could even take that one step further and talk about being able to apply with confidence. There is, there's nothing like when you've got a bunch of debt or whatever, and you go to apply for a loan and you're like, oh dear God, please let me get approved. Please let me get approved. Like that just makes you want to vomit, that feeling. Or on the flip side, it's not just applying with confidence, but it is what's going to happen, the memories that you're going to be able to create in that home. As somebody who's bought 5 homes in my 40 years, or we are buying our 5th, I can say that each one of them, the house where Halliana took her first steps, the house where I was pregnant, the house where we're buying now, all of them have such special memories. And so really playing into the emotion there matters. Now, this is a step in the overall solution to Nefateria's question. So she knows this audience. Nefateria, let's flip gears a little bit, okay? So we've got audience 1. Now we've got audience 2, which are these business people who are coming to you. Make me a sales map for them. What are their pain points?
They want to help everybody with everything.
Okay.
They're helping a lot of people and not making any money. When somebody asks them what they do, they stutter. Well, I do this, I do that. When somebody asks them for their price, they freeze or automatically discount it before the person either says yes or no.
Yep. Okay, fantastic. So then the feature is going to be work with Nef. What are the benefits? What's going to change for them afterwards?
What's going to change is they'll be able to, no matter what scene they're in or where they are, they'll be able to speak with confidence what they do and who they do it for. They'll be okay with turning down people that don't fit what they offer. They'll be okay giving their price for the investment because it's worth the benefit at the end, worth the result that they're going to give their client.
Great. Fantastic. So now what we've done, audience and Nefateria, is we've kind of mapped out these 2 audiences, right? Because Nefateria's question is, how do I pivot and not look like I'm all over the place and also still serve both people? So I think the first thing is there are some common denominators in these. One of these is confidence, right? But I don't want to marry these 2. So the first thing I look for is, do we want to marry the 2? So like, for example, I have someone who does niche coaching and she wants to do sales coaching. And she said, how you can marry those, find your niche, then learn how to get your customers and make money. Those 2 go together. These 2 don't go together. There's some commonalities, but just because I want to fix my credit doesn't mean I want to run a business. So I don't think that we want to marry them. Does that make sense?
Okay. Yes.
But that's the first step, right? If you've got 2 niches that say that you want to serve, is there a way to marry them? I don't like marrying them for you, Nefateria, because I think, and tell me where I'm wrong, they seem like very different people. Is that accurate?
In my opinion, yes.
Yeah. Okay. I would agree with that. So we're the only 2 people that matter. We're the experts. So we're not going to marry them. Right. So I think that you do a couple of things. I think that there is absolutely nothing wrong with extending, as you're talking about Free Coaching Friday is hard when you're on the spot. There's nothing wrong with talking about, as you are getting, your credit in order to buy the house and improve your credit score and whatever, also extending that to talk to people who about the American dream. So they're all different kinds of the American dream. Maybe it's buying a house, maybe it's starting a business, maybe it's whatever. Good news is I can help you with all of those, right? So we're not marrying those, but I think that you can talk about them together sometimes, and that makes sense. I think the other thing is be super clear on who you talk to. So is your credit audience going to freak out when you start talking about business? No. I think that what you do is you say, look, I am the credit expert, right? I am the person who can help you buy a house, who can help you raise your credit, but it's about so much more than credit to me. It's about the American dream. It's about you living the life that you are meant to live. And that also, for some of you, means starting a business. And so I've got this new offer, this new offering. If it interests you, great. If you still just want credit tips, great. We're going to do that as well. We're going to speak to both. Does that make sense, Nefateria?
Absolutely.
Now, what I would suggest is I think that both of those require their own opt-in. So I think you need, and you like to create, so this is good for you. I think that you need an opt-in for the credit people, and you need a funnel that we talked about this, but you need a funnel that takes them down through improving their credit score that leads to coaching with you if you still want to do that. And then you need an opt-in for business people. So step one is create the sales map for both. You've done that. Step two is, do we marry these? No, we don't want to marry these. We can talk about them together, but we don't want to marry them. Step three is, how do we get leads for both options? And that requires you to have an opt-in for both and to speak to both. Now, what probably my hunch is, Nefateria, is the more you do this, you're going to get more business for one avenue than you will another. And maybe that's the avenue you want to continue to go. But right now, while you're figuring it all out, I don't think that there's any need or any worry about looking like you're all over the place, because it's not like you're saying, I'm going to teach you how to dress nice and I'm going to teach you how to sell. Because those two things I hadn't figured out how to marry. If I could, I'd be doing it. Or I'm going to teach you how to wear makeup, and I'm going to teach you how to sell. Those two things don't go. But I think that these are close enough if you tie it under, not marry it, but tie it under the umbrella of the American dream. Does this make sense, or is this clear as mud? No,
it makes sense. Crystal clear.
The other thing I would say that's super important for anybody watching and for you, Nefateria, is as you make this pivot, and I've done this, I pivoted from life coaching to sales coaching, and I would say you're super honest about it. So you have a blog that talks about the American dream. What is your American dream, Nefateria? And then you talk about my American dream is to help you and to help this group of people, and that's what I'm going to do. So you're super honest. It's a blog about an empowering and uplifting email communication or whatever. Maybe that's your message for all of, February. I have a dream, and this is my dream, and this is why I'm talking about both, and this is who I can help. Make sense?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
What follow-up questions do you have, Neff? I took a long time to answer that question. What follow-up questions do you have?
That was totally fine. My question is that I believe, like you said, that at some point I will get more customers in one arena over the other, whether it's my doing or just how I'm getting the customers. So at that point, and yes, I'm probably going too far ahead of myself, but at that point, how do I just literally cut off the other arm? So let's just play it out. So I get more of the business coaching thing, and I'm really thriving in that. I do have something very simple that I can still assist the credit people with, but my time is required more with the business owners. How do I I don't know, what do I do with that audience? Like, do I just be like, okay, I'm no longer doing this, goodbye? Or do I refer them out? Like, what do I do?
Yeah, so I think that it depends on what you want to do. I think that you can send another so one of the best sales emails ever is when you're super honest and super vulnerable. So I think, you could send a sales email that says, look, 6 months ago, I told you I was going to play out both of these, but I have more business than I know what to do with in business coaching. And so I'm going to transition into that full time. If you are looking for XYZ, fantastic, stay here. If you're looking for credit coaching or whatever, I have resources. Here are those resources. But just know, I want to be honest and upfront with you that, I'm not going to be sending credit tips or whatever. That's option number one. I like that option the best. Option number two is let it phase itself out. So I didn't say to all my life coaching people, get off my list. I said, I'm going to be talking about sales, and I'm going to be talking about business. And if you run a business and you want to stay here, you're welcome. And if you don't, if you just want to see what she's doing, you're welcome. But I'm not going to be giving you a ton of life coaching tips anymore, because quite honestly, I ain't a very good life coach. What the hell are you doing here anyway? No, I didn't say that. I should have said that. You 200 people who are not my friends and family are insane. No, I'm just kidding. But I think that this presents a great opportunity for everyone listening. When you face a question that you don't know how to answer in your business, and it involves communicating with a customer or your list, ask yourself 2 questions. How would I want to be communicated with? So, Nefateria, what would you, if you were, following me for sales coaching, and all of a sudden I said, I'm going to talk to you about my new makeup line, how would you want me to address that? So that's one way. How do you want to be addressed as a customer? Number 2 is, how do we turn this into a win for everyone? And so I think giving those people resources and giving those people a place where they can still get answers, even if it's not you, is a great service to those people. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay, so Nefateria, we're going to put you on the spot.
Okay, why not? I'm up for it.
I know you are. That's why you're here, baby. So question number 1 was, how do I pivot without looking like I'm all over the place? What I tell you to do? I want to make sure that we got it solid.
Okay, so first you have to decide if it's 2 things that can be married together. So in my area, it can't be really married together, but I can kind of talk to the audience simultaneously by putting it under the American Dream umbrella. So if your American dream is to buy a house, I can help you. If your American dream is you want to start a business, I can also help you in that arena. So I can do it that way. I need to also create 2 opt-ins. I need to have an opt-in for my credit audience, as well as have an opt-in for my new business owner clients. If at one point I get more or one or the other, or I decide I like one or more of the other, then I need to put myself in the shoes of my current clients or customers and be honest with them in a sales email and figure out how I would want to be treated and go from there. I do like the fact that you give the direct approach about, hey, this is what's going on. I'm a firm believer in communication in all facets of life. So I would take the approach of, hey, it's been great serving you. This is what I'm currently doing. This is a resource this is somebody I vetted that I feel like will continue to be able to help you in this arena. This is how you can contact them, follow them on social media. Woo. But if you still want to hang out with me and go on this journey of me, a business coach, and make all this money, then follow me on this path. So that's what you told me.
Exactly. That's exactly right. So for anybody watching, number 1, you can see really clearly where to start if you want to communicate with something with your audience or with the customer, is how would you want to be treated. But the other thing here is, it's a great thing to watch just as we coach together, checking for impact. So I said to Neff several times, did you get it? Did you get it? She said yes. And then I said, say it back to me. So one of the things I've learned as a coach after years of doing this is, yes, you may get it, but then when they articulate it back, hell no, they don't get it. Now, I knew that Neff was going to get it, or I wouldn't have put her on the spot like that because I know her. But my point here is, to be a better coach, you need to make sure that they have full comprehension. So I'll give you an example. If I said, Nefateria, here is a Facebook group, go sell them. And I assumed that you knew how to sell them, and you came back and said, hey, I didn't get any customers, then I should have gone in and checked for more impact. I should have said, as a good coach, do you know how to sell them? What is your plan to sell them? And so that's just something that, as after doing this for 5 or 6 years, you learn how to become a better coach, and every year you get better. So I just want to make sure everybody watching sees that checking for impact is not as good as closed-ended questions. Did you understand that? Yes. Do you have any questions? No. Okay, great. Say it back to me. Then you're being a really good coach. Okay, Nefateria, what other questions do you have?
Oh man, what other questions do I have?
Y'all gonna love this.
What is a good suggestion for an opt-in for this new business based on the pain points that I mentioned to you?
Yeah, so pain points are, they want to help everybody. There are a lot of people all over the place. They want to make money. They want to know how to overcome objections. They want to. Am I understanding that right?
Yes. So they're not confident in the price. They freeze. They discount the price. They want to help everyone with everything. They've helped a lot of people, but they ain't making no money. And when somebody asks them, what do you do? They kind of like, well, I do this. Well, I kind of do that. They're like not very confident in what it is that they do, because going back to, they're trying to help everybody do everything.
Yeah. So great. This is fantastic. So you gave me lots of options. We could talk about that they want to help everybody, that they're not clear on their language. That's really hard to help with over an opt-in. I mean, it really is. So, but they price and they discount. That's not hard to help with over an opt-in. So our opt-in might say something like 3 ways to never get to hear a yes without discounting your pricing and feel confident in charging higher prices. Made that up off the top of my head, but 3 ways to feel confident in your pricing, never discount, and get paid what you're worth, or something like that. Paid what you're worth, I just know this from experience, is a big buzz saying in the industry. So maybe it's 1 tip to always get paid what you're worth, never discount again, never whatever, that sort of thing. And then I would come up with 1 tip. So Nefateria, if you were going to give me 1 tip, if I said to you, I just keep discounting my prices and I don't know why, because I'm worth it, I've got the experience, what would that tip be?
To ask yourself, you know I'm a good student, ask yourself the question, why should somebody go in debt with you?
Oh, there's my woman right there. Bam, boss lady. Yes. Oh my gosh, this is one of my favorite questions. And it is, why would somebody consider going into debt to pay for your products and services? And I know what y'all are thinking. I hear you. Oh God, debt. Ooh, Kendrick, I liked you. You were supposed to be authentic selling. Ew, this is not authentic. I'm never, ever, ever going to ask you to use that. But if you can't answer the question, why would somebody consider going into debt to buy your products or services? You are not sold on your products or services. And if you're not sold, you ain't going to sell nobody. Don't care. Not going to happen. You need to know the difference and believe in the difference so much that your product or services makes that you can answer that question for yourself. Now, it's like with great power becomes great responsibility, the Spider-Man saying, right? I don't want you to use it, but I need you to know it in here. Because when you know it in here, then you're able to go out and sell yourself, not using that, but confidently. So Nefateria, I love that. I think that's a great opt-in. So the question was, what's a good opt-in for this new business arena? And I didn't like the squishiness of you don't know how to say what you're talking about. There's probably a way to do that, but you don't know how to say what you're talking about. You think you can help everybody and you keep discounting your prices. And so I went for the easiest one, the easiest place to make a difference, the fastest place to make a difference. Easy, fast, easy and fast. That's what you're looking for. Fast and easy. So Neff, tell me what I said. Tell me the answer to your question.
So based on the pain points that I gave you, you wanted to tackle one that was easy, do it fast, and get me into fast action. So we dealt with the one pricing, which a lot of people have issues with when they go to talk about their investment, they freeze up or automatically discount it. So I was going to create an opt-in where I gave them, 1 tip where they can stop discounting, start charging their worth, speak their investment with confidence. And my response to how I would get them to see that was for them to really dig deep and ask themselves the question, why should somebody go in debt to purchase your product or service? Not that they ever have to say it to the client, but they need to know it and believe it in their soul so that they can confidently quote their price or increase their price or whatever and that was life changing for me, because I compare myself to a lot of other credit repair companies and they price very low end, and I know I was taught to over deliver, and I was like, I can't survive off that. I can't make the money that I want. And then when I thought about my pricing, I was like, it's the price of a satellite in your house. Like, it's the price of that, but you can go buy a house, you can go do whatever after the score is increased. There's no way that I should be charging you, a tank of gas.
Exactly. Yeah, I think that's fantastic. And thanks for sharing that, the change that it made in your business. I think the other thing too to think about here is Nefateria. So now you have your idea, right? We're sort of molding this new business. And so you have, or new pivot, as you will. So now you have your idea, you have an idea for your opt-in. And so then a really good opt-in presents the problem. So like if we were going to do this in a PDF, we would present the problem. Here's how to know if you're having this problem. Are you this? Are you this? Are you this? So are you getting paid what you're worth? No. Are you discounting prices? Yes. Are you trying to speak to everybody? Okay, great. So we've checked the box. You have this problem. Here's how to solve it. Here are the 3, ask yourself this question. Here's where you're going to get stuck answering that question. And here's what to do instead. So then now you have a sort of an outline for your PDF to create. And then the only other thing you need to do, which I know you know how to do really well, is write a sales funnel using the color email scheme that you learned, and make that last one red, which you and I love, and make a funnel. So you deliver the email and then you have a funnel that sells them into whatever, a mini session with you or whatever you want. Make sense?
Makes sense.
You got the workings of there's some things that need to happen before then, there's some things that need to happen on the other end, but just with that little bit of piece of the puzzle, you got the workings of a 6-figure business. You need to be able to get that out in front of people so that they can opt in, and you need to know what to do on the mini session side and the follow-up side. But then right there is exactly how I built this business. Right there. That's it. Add a free call or two in maybe. But other than that, that's what I did the whole first year. Any other questions, Nefateria? You are a fantastic Free Coaching Friday. You should come back every week.
Oh my gosh. Of course I want to ask you more questions, but I don't have any that's come off the top of my head right now.
Okay. All right. Fantastic. So Nefateria, you have watched the show, but you know, we close the show each day or most days with a step that you are taking towards your dream. Maybe it's something that scares you. Maybe it's just a baby step. It can be both. But a step that you're taking towards a dream. What's that step for you, Nefateria? You want to share it with us?
Yes, I do. I am going to take that last spot of your authentic selling instructor course. I put it out there.
That's what live TV does. That was not planned. But so Nef is going to be an authentic selling instructor. I cannot tell you how happy that makes me. You are going to be fabulous. So you'll be seeing a lot more of Kendrick and Nefateria together. Get ready, internet. A lot of energy.
Yes.
To have you. Thank you so much. And you know what? I'm going to leave it at that. I can't top that. And so there you go. But what I am going to do instead is really brag on Nefateria, because you need to see yourself in her. Nefateria told me right before we got on this, I'm worried, I'm nervous to take this step. And I said, great. You know, I get it. I understand it. But look at that step she's taking towards her dream. If it scares you, pay attention. It may be the universe pushing you towards what you're supposed to do. Be brave. Be straight, no chaser. I promise you, your dream is out there. Nefateria, welcome. I'm so honored to have you.
Thank you.
Yeah, we're going to have a lot of fun. So, audience, thank you for being here for one full week. My hair's driving me nuts. For one full week of the Kendrick Shope Show. I believe in you. I believe in your business. I believe in your ability to stand up to the fear and go out there and create anything you want. Have a great weekend. We'll see you on Monday. Bye.